I'm going to get the disclaimer over. Use your imagination on why I might say such a thing. But the signs are not my personal opinion. I'm simply showing you what a live protest is like today with social distancing. So let's see what other people have for signs. Starting with you, young lady.
Okay, flatten the curve, not her right.
And then you got another one here. Healthy economy, healthy people. Wow, good to see some teens out. Some Canadian flags going here. All right, Trudeau must go is one of the signs. All right. What does your sign say? We must stand for the future of our kids' rights and freedoms. That's awesome. We got a kid over there. Oh, yes. Decked from head to toe in Canada because we love our country. That's why we're out here. All right. Hi, how are you? What's your sign say?
My sign says...
The pharmaceutical industry doesn't create cures, it creates customers. What?
Check out the other side.
Oh, there's another side here. I like it. I like the double side. Fear always works to influence the population when the population is uneducated. We've seen that in history so many times, right?
Yes.
Fear. Fear is
A
deadly.
woman on Zoom had mentioned critical thinking, so I wanted to talk to her because I was really curious to find out whether she grew up without television or not, because I very rarely hear anybody throughout this talking about common sense or rational thinking or critical thinking.
Yeah.
And it's missing in our society.
Yeah.
So I called the woman and I asked her if she grew up without television, as I did.
Yes.
And she also grew up without television.
Wow.
Her and her 5 siblings.
Wow.
So
I did take a course on critical thinking in university.
wow,
Yeah.
how did you manage that? Because it's probably illegal.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite classes, and I agree, it's completely missing in a lot of ways, and in fact, your conspiracy theory, and now if you are a critical thinker, which is very dangerous, you know what I mean? That's a very dangerous way of doing
What's that about?
Well, conspiracy is simply just, a conspiracy is actually when you're conspirizing, or whatever the word is, against the government. And that's not what we're doing, right? We're not doing some secret thing to go against. It's public. We're publicly declaring our rights and things like that.
But the government is conspiring against the general public.
Conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorists are involved in conspiracy theory until it comes to fruition or reality. Then it's just a straight up conspiracy.
Yeah.
And so now with this all happening, we're not conspiracy theorists. We are living a conspiracy. It's this throwing it back in an argument, and I forget what it's called because I haven't taken psychology classes, but it's a common thing that happens in arguments between people is they'll if they're in the wrong, they'll throw it back on you. Well, that's what the government and the powers that be are doing to us. They want us to look like we're conspiracy theorists because they're actually driving their conspiracy down on us.
It's a tangled thing. And what I think is also funny is people are saying, oh, the conspiracy theorists, but we're living in a time when the government is acknowledging UFOs, right?
Yes.
The Pentagon declassifying 3 videos of what they're calling unexplained aerial phenomena.
It's rotating.
The Navy has acknowledged that the release of these newly declassified videos prompted the development of new guidelines for how pilots should report sightings of unauthorized or unidentified aircraft, which means it must be happening enough for them to need the guidelines.
And they've acknowledged chemtrails.
In layman's terms, Microsoft are experimenting with North Sea water cooling of electronic storage for all your cloud computing, from personal music and emails to military warfare information. But the company, with a market cap predicted to soon equal the combined GDPs of Israel and Saudi Arabia, is not just associated with environmental solutions to storing your emails. Its founder, Bill Gates, is also interested in geoengineering in the face of climate change. Is carbon engineering. It's funded by Bill Gates and Canadian tar sands tycoon Murray Edwards. It's looking into firing aerosols into the atmosphere to block out sunshine. And here's the research being advocated by the CIA when it was led by Barack Obama's chosen boss, whose security clearance was revoked by Donald Trump in August.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering.
And I saw that they acknowledged a parallel universe.
According to the New York Post, scientists conducting cosmic ray detection experiments in Antarctica have uncovered what they believe is evidence of a parallel universe where the laws of physics differ from our own.
Over here we have Ryan, one of the organizers for this. Yes, every
Saturday, 12 to 3, go for more right here. Yeah.
And socially distancing, so you're still respecting, you know, what the government's saying, but you're putting them in line, right? Fight for the future of our children. Think about that, guys. Comment below, let me know what you guys think about this too. I do not consent to the New World Order.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. If you've got kids watching, comment below, let me know what you think of the new norm of school. Is that something you think is healthy for your kids? You know, being in sort of an endless timeout per se, and not being able to see their kids, or sorry, their teachers' face.
Like cartoons, I'm doing a Corona Tunes series.
Oh!
Art for Feekin. Go to Art for Feekin on Twitter.
A Corona Tunes. All right, you guys pick it up here. Got some people out there honking their horns.
My name is Dennis Watson. I run gangstersout.com. It's a blog about the Vancouver gang war. We started off writing about the Hells Angels' violent control of the drug trafficking network. We were doing it anonymously until we had a court case against the Kelowna president of the Hells Angels. Now I'm not anonymous anymore. That court case is settled, but I'm not anonymous anymore, and the blog is still there. But now we've evolved, and now we're talking about civil liberty and the COVID 1984 fraud, you know, blown completely out of proportion. We support civil liberty, fiscal responsibility, and what you're doing here is awesome.
And your card again?
Oh.
Let's see here. So if you guys want to support people putting their neck out to keep it safe for us here, you can go there. And any YouTube channel or? Nah,
I'm ugly. Nobody watches my YouTube. Okay. I have a blog, right?
You're on YouTube now. Really, once I edit it. Yeah. Actually, since you're fighting crimes and stuff, what's your take on the gun ban, if you don't mind answering that?
Oh, I completely oppose that.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in the right to bear arms. And it's like Jesse Ventura said, the right to bear arms isn't about hunting. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, Switzerland has very liberal gun laws. And Switzerland, and they're not killing people in rash murders. Yes. Target shooting is a natural sport in Switzerland. You know, one of the reasons for gun control, it's one of the first things a communist government does, is they take away your guns so they can start murdering people. Yeah. And that's what China is doing right now. I have friends who are Falun Gong. They're Buddhists in China. The Falun Gong in China are put in prison for their political beliefs, and they're executed for their organs.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China, because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say, we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar.
A Canadian politician said, I look for China. I'm admire of the basic dictatorship in China. That is not only shocking, that is a shame.
Wow. Organ harvesting is a huge business, and it's a modern day genocide that the mainstream media won't talk about it.
Yeah.
So now China having a seat on the UN's Human Rights Council, that's Orwellian. That's why socialism is the big lie.
Doesn't make much sense.
Just say, give me liberty or give me death.
Honk if you don't. Oh, I didn't get it at first.
Who loves Trudeau? They're in bed together. He loves them and they love him.
Oh, wow.
He's spending all our money. And saying, I love you.
Some people have left because we started chatting. So I'm just going to finish the walkway here. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell. This is a new channel just showing you guys some different truths. A lot of the protests out there are showing people gathered, huddled together. The news likes to show that, you know, people are not exerting their freedom to assembly in a safe way. So I wanted to bring this to you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys stay connected by subscribing.
Mask tracking and all that. It's down there, right? Those are the important things to get across.
Oh, just a doggy. Can I see your sign?
Making the accusation, it was this whole coalition of Catholic priests.
All right.
These are my grandparents too.
Aww.
On my arm.
Oh, nice.
I'm just glad you people out here. I'm able to stand with you as far as Trudeau needs to go, as far as this virus. These lives are being ruined because of this one person who thinks he's God. It's discouraging to me. If I didn't have any other hope than Trudeau and listening to his lies and the news media, just glorifying this guy as if he was what? He's just an ex-drama teacher. Right?
Know,
that's what he was before.
Running our country.
Running our country.
He's doing a good acting job, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's great at drama.
Absolutely. Really, he's a deceiver. He's a liar and a deceiver. And he is almost, like I said, a traitor of the Canadian people.
In
He's
a lot of ways,
us.
a lot of people are saying that, and the media doesn't show it.
Oh,
right?
the media. I couldn't care less about the media.
Yeah.
The less I listen to them, the better. I'm a free thinker, a free speaker.
Yeah.
You're not going to take my rights away from me. I'm not going to allow you to.
No.
And I'm talking to Trudeau and his gang of bandits.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any content. He's not a lawyer. He's not a scientist. He's not a doctor. He's not Trudeau.
But he's good looking.
Well, that's
all that matters.
He's not good looking. He has no money.
He
has no money, and Bill Gates has bought him.
He has our money.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, he has our money. He has our money. I thought he has a $17 million property, a cottage property.
That's nothing.
Well,
but he's the money from his dad. The inheritance.
All right, guys. Before YouTube terminates my channel, we're gonna end this. But if you enjoyed this at all, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Also, you can catch me often on Facebook with Hungry for Truth with Drea James. I'll link that in the description as well, guys. But anyways, stay safe. You know, socially distance, you know, follow the rules, but don't forget that people have died for the rights, our fundamental freedoms, and no government should be taking them away. They need to have a better plan that allows us to have our rights and keep each other safe.
See ya. Can we get Chipotle?